Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And a little bit different story today than yesterday. We did pick up a little bit of rain yesterday. We'll talk about that later. But today, clouds rolled in from the east and northeast, but we saw plenty of blue sky out there this afternoon as well, and a beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee Heights cross camera, and a few clouds out there. Temperatures fairly mild today. And as we look ahead into the upcoming weekend and beyond, things look nice. We're going to jump back into the 70s again. We are going to see our fair share of windy days too. If not windy, at least breezy days. Scattered showers possibly overnight Saturday, and then once again at the end of our forecast. But all in all, temperatures about normal for this time of year, and we'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now, here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Wenatchee woman is accused of stabbing another woman in the arm last night at the victim's home on Terminal Avenue. Department of Corrections officers and U.S. Marshals paid a visit to a Kashmir home Wednesday and say they found evidence of drug sales. And the man arrested Thursday for allegedly assaulting a Wenatchee motel employee has been identified. But first, our top story tonight. Two suspects in drive-by shootings near Mattawa are in custody today after turning themselves in to the Mattawa Police. The Grant County Sheriff's Office believe 19-year-old Rodrigo Quiros and 19-year-old Melcher Celaya may have been involved in the shootings early yesterday morning. The suspect vehicle was found abandoned near Highway 243 and Highway 24, not far from the Columbia River. The whereabouts of a third suspect is unknown tonight. There were no injuries in those two shootings. A Wenatchee woman is accused of stabbing another woman in the arm last night at the victim's home on Terminal Avenue. 32-year-old Brianna Marie Gleason faces a possible charge of second-degree assault. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say Gleason arrived at the victim's home close to 9 p.m. and stabbed her through the upper arm with a small knife. Police quickly located and arrested Gleason in East Wenatchee. Investigators say she was apparently jealous over the victim's friendship with Gleason's boyfriend. Gleason was held overnight in the Chelan County Jail. Meanwhile, Department of Corrections officers and U.S. Marshals paid a visit to a Kashmir home on Wednesday and say they found evidence of drug sales. 43-year-old Jared J. Torres is on supervised release after a felony conviction in Yakima. The DOC says when agents went to visit him on Eels Road for alleged violations of his release, they found several baggies of methamphetamine inside a washing machine. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says there were more than 4.5 ounces of meth found in the home. Torres was previously convicted of unlawful imprisonment, burglary, identity theft, and possession of a stolen vehicle. Deputies are now seeking new felony drug charges against him. Well, the man arrested yesterday for allegedly assaulting a Wenatchee motel employee has now been identified as 32-year-old James Lawrence Smith of Oscoda, Michigan. Wenatchee police say an employee of the Super 8 motel on North Miller Street had responded to a problem in Smith's room when he allegedly locked the door and assaulted and strangled her before she was able to fight back and escape. The 23-year-old woman was transported to Central Washington Hospital where she was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Smith reportedly fled the motel after police posted a security camera photo of him and his white Toyota Camry on social media. A citizen reported seeing the vehicle in East Wenatchee. Smith was quickly arrested as he was heading south on Highway 28. He was booked into the Chelan County Jail on charges of first-degree attempted murder, kidnapping, and assault. Coming up next, two state mass vac sites are about to close, but the Wenatchee site at Town Toyota Center will remain open. And Arondo Orchardist is the lead plaintiff in a new lawsuit challenging Washington's capital gains tax. The Grant County PUD is getting a little financial help to modernize its offices in Ephrata. And a Grant County firefighter who pulled a man from a burning car as it was perched on a cliff above Lake Lenoir was honored by the Washington State Patrol at a surprise ceremony yesterday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Welcome back. In another news, the state of Washington is shutting down 2 of its 4 mass vaccination centers, which have distributed nearly 300,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine since January. The mass vaccination site at Town Toyota Center will remain operational, but as of May 28th, it will be run by the Chelan Douglas Health District rather than the State Department of Health and the National Guard. Secretary of Health Umer Shah says the future of vaccination lies in focused mobile clinics.
We're seeing that variability in demand, whether it's softening of demand in some communities or whether it's declining demand in other communities, or whether it's just the demand has been variable in other communities. We are watching this closely and certainly doing everything we can, not just for mass vaccination efforts, but pivoting towards more focused actions that are going to allow us to get into communities and really approach the actions in a very robust way, but also community by community and really working with our partners. Very shortly, DOH is going to be releasing, it's probably about a week away, more information about how we are planning to work with our partners on the ground to do community outreach ourselves. And this is going to be a really exciting set of activities that DOH is going to be engaged in with our local partners, including our community-based organizations, and please be on the lookout for that.
We already have a number of mobile teams that are staffed by volunteers, National Guard, DOH employees, other state employees, and some contractors, and they're deployed and around the state and available to counties that need that support within their community. I also will say that some of our vaccine partners have increased capacity now that the demand has shifted a little bit and are willing to do clinics in their communities. So if there is a local jurisdiction that needs that support, please reach out to the State Department of Health and we'll do some matchmaking with you to get you connected. There is plenty of capacity to administer vaccines in our state. There is ample supply of vaccine in our state. We are in the phase of the pandemic where we are getting the vaccine to the people and the communities who need them. So please, if you need that capacity or supply, reach out to us and we will help.
And Arando Orchardist is the lead plaintiff in a new lawsuit challenging Washington's capital gains tax. 47-year-old April Clayton is the co-owner of Red Apple Orchards and the president of the Chelan Douglas Farm Bureau. She, along with 8 other individuals, plus the Washington Farm Bureau, filed the second such lawsuit in Douglas County yesterday, seeking to stop the new tax from going into effect. Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna is the plaintiff's lawyer. The lawsuit argues the new tax on stocks and bond sales over $250,000 in value is not an excise tax, as the legislature calls it, but an income tax which the state Supreme Court ruled unconstitutional 85 years ago. The Freedom Foundation filed a similar lawsuit in Douglas County back in April. The Grant County PUD is getting a little financial help to modernize its offices in Ephrata. The State Department of Commerce awarded the PUD more than $429,000 this week. The PUD sought out the state assistance to update the heating and lighting systems in its Ephrata building to make it compliant with the state's new clean building standard. It was part of a $4 million round of grants awarded statewide. A Grant County firefighter who pulled a man from a burning car as it was perched on a cliff above Lake Lenoir was honored by the Washington State Patrol at a surprise ceremony yesterday. Fire District 6 firefighter Daniel Bergen received the Washington State Patrol Life Saving Award for his actions last November 16th. Bergen was off duty and traveling outside Soap Lake with his wife when they noticed the vehicle upside down and on fire. He used a rock to break the driver's side window and pull the man to safety. The driver, Alicio Martinez, was pulling a boat when his vehicle left the roadway and rolled. The boat trailer went down the steep hill while the car and boat stopped just short of going over that cliff. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The 2021 Apple Blossom Festival had to be canceled last year and has been moved to June this year, but will have many similarities to past years with some COVID-19 related adjustments. In tonight's featured story, Festival Administrator Darcy Christofferson talked with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz about what visitors can expect at the parade, food fair, and carnival at its temporary Lincoln Park location.
A combo parade. We're calling it the Stamilk and Kais Fiber Community Parade. It's on June 12th, starts at 11. But it's the combo of the Youth Parade and the Grand Parade. So it's Spokane's coming, the Lilac Festival's coming, Seafair's coming, and those are two festivals that have been canceled, but they still want to participate and be a part of a festival because they haven't been able to for 15 months. So, but then we have Apple Valley Gymnastics and Dance Creations and some preschools that are going to participate that normally participate in the youth parade. So we're kind of treating it as far as our volunteers as a youth parade, but then we have 80 entries, which is
that's more than I thought.
It's amazing. We have 5 bands. That's kind of been an issue getting bands just because it is the last weekend of school. So a lot of bands are turning in their instruments. So
and a lot of them haven't even had a chance to even practice marching.
Right.
They just started doing that.
Yeah, I've received some fun text messages from people that live in the neighborhoods of Wenatchee High School. It's so fun. It's so great to hear the band practicing again. It's like it's normal. Everything's normal.
Entertainment in the park, the food fair, the beer garden, what's the same and what changes in that regard?
So really it's all the same, except we were only allowed 15 food booths, saying that it's all everybody's favorites. You know, we have the Donner House, the Shishkaberries, Garlini's, Marcelese, the Noodles, so we have everybody's favorites coming. So we have 15 food booths, and they'll be spread out a little bit differently. We really want to encourage lines not going into other lines. So that's what we'll be doing with our food vendors is if funnel cakes are here, the person that would normally be across from them will be a little bit more to the right. And the way the carnival's set up, it's really off of the street. It's more in the center of Lincoln Park. So we're hoping that will help also with noise.
It'll help dissipate the noise.
It totally will. And another thing too is, this is a 10-day carnival. So it's not like everybody's coming at once for 2 days. It's literally going to be sporadic. And that's one thing that the carnival's doing due to COVID is they're not doing their wristband sales this year because they want people to funnel in and out. And a lot of times when you buy that wristband for a day, you're there for 8 hours. So they're not doing the wristbands this year. They're not doing any pre-sales. It's showing up the door and doing tickets. So I think that will be helpful too when it comes to parking and all that.
So nice to have Apple Blossom back this year once again. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic next month. Weather today wasn't too bad. I don't know if it's fantastic today, but it really wasn't too bad. Saw some clouds roll in about noon, a little bit of very light shower activity in the mountains also, but then things cleared up nicely this afternoon. Some fair weather cumulus clouds rolled in, but a lot of blue skies out there this afternoon and a beautiful shot looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Not a bad high temperature today either, just slightly below normal at 71 unofficially. 73 is where we should be. Warmed up nicely though, considering we started the day at 42 degrees. 50 is our normal low. Record high back in 1963, 89 degrees. 2010, the year for our record low of 36 degrees. We did pick up 8/100ths of an inch of precip from that rain yesterday morning and then that other rain again last night, and that got us now to 2.74 for the year. Sunrise this morning 5:17 and the sun will set tonight at 8:39. Taking a look now what we can expect as we get you into the weekend, and things will be pretty nice as we kick off our Saturday. We'll see plenty of sun to begin the day on Saturday, maybe some partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, lower 70s in the Columbia Basin, 73 in Wenatchee tomorrow, 72 in Leavenworth, and also a beautiful 73 if you plan on heading up to Lake Chelan tomorrow. As we will take a look at our surface loop tonight, partly cloudy skies. Here's our area of high pressure that's been sitting there for about 2 weeks, and low pressure that's moved down now into the Great Basin, but that's still throwing some clouds back around that area of low pressure, and that's what we'll see maybe in the afternoon on Saturday too. About a 20% chance for maybe a late night sprinkle on Saturday, but we will warm up. We showed you temperatures mainly between 70 and 75. For Sunday, mostly sunny, but look what happens. Windy conditions move in as high pressure here, low pressure's here, and that'll kick up those winds, but we're going to see a nice warm-up. We're going to see highs Sunday in the mid to upper 70s as we kick off our next work week. Not quite as windy on Monday, but still breezy, mostly sunny in the afternoon. A lot of that is just very high cloudiness. It will be mild on Monday with highs again in the lower 70s. Making our way into midweek next week. Tuesday, partly cloudy skies. Most of the activity as far as rain will be in western Washington, while we will stay nice and warm with temperatures in the mid 70s on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, midweek next week, mostly sunny. It will be nice and seasonably warm. Remember, our normal high is about 73, so that's about where we'll be on Wednesday. And then the end of our forecast by Thursday, we will see a weather change begin. Increasing clouds. It will be breezy once again. About a 30% chance of showers during the day on Thursday. And then this area of low pressure will continue to slide down, and that'll keep our weather a little bit unsettled right into the next weekend. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, 49 degrees, 73 tomorrow. Should be a beautiful Saturday. A little breezy both Sunday and Monday, but temperatures will be mild into the mid and upper 70s. 77 for Tuesday, mostly sunny Wednesday and 75, and then windy for Thursday, a 30% chance of rain with high temperatures around 72. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Spring brings new beginnings, new growth, and new hope. At Pat Armstrong Ford, we work hard to make sure you find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and season. Spring means more time outside, spending quality time with friends and family, enjoying everything the new season brings. Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the vehicle to get it done.
Get your spring started right in a new Ford or Lincoln at Pat Armstrong Ford, where we are community strong.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Friday to you. Tryouts are underway for Wenatchee Youth Soccer for boys and girls between the age of 7 and 17 in the area. Wenatchee FC Vice President Matt Weisen joined us earlier this week on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to describe how the tryouts work.
They show up, they get a penny, a numbered penny, and then we run them through, coaches and our director of coaching run them through a warm-up, get them ready, and we do some small-sided drills just to look at tactical abilities, technical abilities, physical abilities. And then we go to a small-sided game, 4-on-4 or 5-on-5, depending on how many we have, even 6v6. And we'll have several little fields around with several coaches spread out watching players and taking notes. And then we'll go to a little larger size game, maybe full field if numbers accommodate. And then after about an hour and a half of watching these players, communicating to them, we all get back together, regroup, go through the numbers, look at our notes, put together teams, and hopefully opportunities for those that didn't make the first team roster, I guess. If there's enough to put together a second team, we'll do that.
Tryouts got underway earlier this week and run through next week at Foothills Middle School in Wenatchee, by the way. Weisen says players and parents will find out pretty quickly whether they need to start preparing for a summer of soccer tournaments.
Our goal is to let players know, parents know within 2 weeks of the tryout, if they're on the team or what the situation looks like. And then we will have had manager meetings, team meetings with the boards, with the DOC, letting them know everything. Tournaments and stuff like that, you know, it's up to the coaches, the team, what tournaments they want to play. They typically play a summer tournament season. And then going into the fall is when league starts for the boys teams and the younger girls teams. High school is different because that's when girls' high school season starts up in late August. And so they take a little bit of a break from our club and go off and play with their high schools, and then they'll come back in the early winter. And then the boys will wrap up their fall season. Hopefully we'll have some fall games. They're our high school level boys because so many of them cross over between Wenatchee High School, Eastmont High School, and club. On NCWLIFE, maybe this fall.
We'll see.
Be able to get some of those high school guys some more camera time. But the high school season, or the boys seasons, typically wrap up right before Thanksgiving.
Now, there are scholarships available to help families pay to have their son or daughter play. For more information, go to WFCYouth.net. Well, the traditional winter sports season has been changed to season 3 for high schools in our area. That means basketball, wrestling, girls bowling, and boys swimming gets underway in the next week and will run through the 3rd week of June. For some schools, things get underway with games this weekend. Here's what the basketball for boys schedule looks like. Coming up tomorrow, Cascade plays at Royal at 1 o'clock. Pateros hosts Manson at 1:30. Omak travels to Warden at 2. Then the 5:30 games. Ephrata at Cashmere. Chelan plays at Okanagan. Quincy hosts Wahluke. Bridgeport travels to Soap Lake. Waterville Mansfield takes on Oroville. And Tonasket entertains Elmira Cooley Heartline. Moses Lake hosts Eisenhower at 6:30. And here on the NCWLIFE channel, we'll feature the Wenatchee Panthers and Davis Pirates from Wenatchee High School. Grant Olson will have the pregame at 6:20 with the tip at 6:30. Now, the girls' schedule gets underway actually tonight. Okanagan is hosting Liberty Bell at 7:30. Tomorrow, it's Cascade at Royal at 11:30 in the morning. Manson plays at Pateros at noon. Omak's at Warden at 12:30. The 4 o'clock games have Chelan at Okanagan. Cashmere hosts Ephrata. Wahluke travels to Quincy. Oroville plays at Waterville Mansfield. Soap Lake hosts Bridgeport. And ACH is at Tonasket. 6:30 games tomorrow night. Wenatchee's at Davis, while Moses Lake travels to Eisenhower. Well, we'll actually have 2 for the price of 1 tomorrow here on the NCWLIFE channel. Besides boys basketball tomorrow night, we'll have boys lacrosse for the matinee as the Wenatchee Valley Thunder host the Snohomish Panthers. Marks the return of Dylan Hummel, a former player for Wenatchee who's now the head coach at Snohomish. Brandon Parker will join me on the broadcast as my lacrosse expert. Now, Hummel reminded me today of our first season broadcasting lacrosse here on the NCWLIFE channel back in 2017 when he and his team earned its first playoff win.
The best he possibly could, and he did it, and he won the game for it.
See, and as a reporter, I'm supposed to just hold my ground and well, congratulations.
I should have had my rain jacket on.
Yeah, and it's May 13th, but it feels more like March, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? Cold, and they just doused me with cold ice water.
Brandon's no longer coaching, so he'll join me in the booth, and I've promised him that he'll stay dry for tomorrow's broadcast. Join us with the pregame at 12:50 here on the NCW Life channel from Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Well, the Mariners will try to right the ship with the first of a weekend series in San Diego tonight at Petco Park. Seattle will send Chris Flexen to the mound to try to snap a 3-game losing streak. A pleasant surprise in the rotation. Flexen is 4-1 with a 3.46 ERA. He'll go up against the Padres' Chris Paddock, who's 1-3 with a 4.45 earned run average. First pitch at 7:10 and can be seen on Root Sports. Taking a look at the rest of the American League West last night, New York's Domingo Germán pitched 7 shutout innings to help the Yankees beat the Rangers 2-zip. Houston took over the lead in the AL West with an 8-4 win in Oakland. Alex Bregman led the way for the Astros, going 3 for 4 at the plate with 2 RBIs. Angels and Twins split a makeup doubleheader in Anaheim, with Los Angeles taking the opener 7-1 behind Phil Gosselin's homer, double, and 4 RBIs. Minnesota took the nightcap behind Miguel Sano's first inning grand slam. 6-3 was the final score. And finally, I wanted to wish my kid sister Sonia a happy birthday. Marion and I will be headed to Western Washington after lacrosse tomorrow to help celebrate Sonia's 50th birthday. She's become quite the wine lover recently and will be stocking her shelves with our area's finest. And by the way, if you want a great selection of local wines without having to run all over to the wineries or the tasting rooms, head to the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce in downtown Wenatchee. Sandy Apple, a font of information, and can provide tastings there as well. Cheers, and have a great weekend, and happy birthday to my sister, Sonia. That's a look at sports. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Be safe and sane. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and I'm sure your sister is thrilled that you broadcast her age. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't forget, we got high school lacrosse and high school boys basketball tomorrow for you on the NCW Life channel, with Grant himself handling the play-by-play at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. Then we'll be back on Monday with another edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Get you going, getting you ready for your Memorial Day weekend. On Monday, we'll have your weather forecast, we'll have sports highlights, lots of news, and everything you need to start your next work week. Monday morning, live and local, 7 a.m. right here from this very studio, Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Have a great weekend, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.